so many Bangladeshi citizens and other citizens were infiltrating in India, getting passports by fake Aadhaar cards and other voter cards, getting their names included in the voter list. So I am not asking for legislation as well from my lord, but an inquiry may be made in terms of the representation, that is prayer B.
This channel does not promote any violent, harmful or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Well, time for the petition. Well, this is the matter which is a serious concern today. In West Bengal, we have seen two incidents where three incidents where public representatives, after the election it was found, they are not the citizens of India, irrespective of anything. Now, Lordship, whether the Election Commission should consider for framing a robust mechanism to find out who is a citizen, which is a sine qua non to participate in the election process. This is the concern of this petition, my lord. My first prayer in this petition, my lord, kindly come to page 37. That read in the nature of mandamus, commanding the respondent authorities, each one of them, many and subordinates, associates, to act in accordance with law and to forthwith take suitable and appropriate measures based on the written representation made by the petitioners. The Election Commission of India is fully responsible for failing the conduct of the complete citizenship verification as full proof of the citizenship. Because we are hearing that Aadhaar card, voter cards, these are not the complete or exclusive proof of citizenship. Now, apart from that, we don't know what are the requirement to participate in the election. Lordship, kindly, Article 5 has its requirement, and those requirements have been considered by the central government time to time. Now, during the time of the elections, if it is found at behest of any political party, Lordship, in Malda, we have found one Panchayat Pradhan. After being elected, after taking the charge, she has been declared as this non-citizen. And that was detected. Ultimately, she left the office. Page 45 is the page. Lordship, kindly come to page 45 once. This is the order that the petitioner alleges the respondent number 6 obtained fake caste certificate and contested in the Panchayat general election. She has presently been elected as the Pradhan of the concerned Gram Panchayat. The petitioner contains the respondent number 6 is Bangladeshi citizens, married to an Indian man. The respondent number 7 is not biological father of the respondent number 6. There is another context, Lordship, lot of allegations regarding the fake issuance of the passport and all. Lordship, kindly come to page 69 once. This is in case of one Alorani Sharkar, where a judgment of this court was passed, who had contested in the West Bengal Legislative Assembly elections in the year 2021. Lordship, kindly come to the relevant portion of this judgment.
No, when they file their nomination, they'll have to file all the relevant annexures.
The only thing is that for filing of the nominations, requirement is that you need to file the voter ID card, Aadhaar card. These are considered to be the proof for the citizenship, prima facie proof of the citizenship. But this is a case we are facing repeated complaints that there have been the fake issuance of the passports, fake issuance of the caste certificates, everything. So if this is a case, particularly in a state like West Bengal,
if your prayer is to be exceeded, now you have to review all the Aadhaar cards, all the...
At the time of the election, when they're filing the nominations, they should produce the documents which they have produced at the time of procuring the Aadhaar cards and other documents. That will make it clear.
May I very humbly submit before your lordship, there is a process known as scrutiny. After nomination, there is a process which is scrutiny, though Election Commission of India should be the responding authority. But still, after, if something is found, there is an opportunity which is given at the time of scrutiny. Why they have not raised objections at that relevant point of time?
Well,
so they are in over here before
because
your
public notice is given. A list of valid nominations are being published, and anybody can raise an objection.
The problem is,
with regard to his,
my lord, the problem is at the time.
You are trying to ask the court to legislate.
No,
my procedure which
let Election Commission exercise its plenary power given under the Constitution.
They will do it in accordance with it.
Because, my lord, the problem is, Election Commission of India is required to exercise its plenary power to tackle the situation. My lord, what is the problem?
There are several orders which are passed, regulations are there.
If my learned friend's submission is accepted, my lord, the problem is at the time of the scrutiny, my lord, the contending candidates, they may, even if I accept that public notice is given, if someone approaches the court, the first thing will come that you will have to challenge it by way of filing an election petition. Because once the election is initiated, nobody can interfere it. These are the difficulties presently there within the scheme of the election under the Election Commission of India. The Election Commission of India is a party who can apprise your lordship on this. What are their thinking on this issue? How they are going to tackle it? Otherwise, it is ingrowing
Yes, sir.
problem.
What is-
Not only, actually, he has prayed in prayer B at page 37 for consideration of the representation. That apart, it is partially correct, my lord, on my experience, that so many Bangladeshi citizens and other citizens were infiltrating in India, getting passports by fake Aadhaar cards and further voter cards, getting their names included in the voter list. So I am not asking for legislation as well from my lord, but an inquiry may be made in terms of the representation, that is prayer B.
So the representation.
Representation considered.
It is not simplicity related to filing of nomination papers. It is a larger pan-India issue, not only limited to West Bengal.
I'm grateful, my lord, for that minute. So the chief election commissioner will consider his representation.
My lord, I am happy to listen.
Today I have mentioned that with regard to item number 151, same issue. I have 151 in Manla under the Foreigners Act.
My lord, there are certain other officers also over here, my lord, not only Election Commission of India, the Foreign Regional Registration Officer, the Director, the Chief Secretary of it of West Bengal, my lord.
No, Chief
But
Secretary
chief
is not.
secretary will.
They have done it. What I am saying, they have done it. That is not the issue.
No. What is
Now, my lord, my submission is that when a citizenship card is issued, my lord, various rules are there which I can show to your lordship. Based on that, it is given, my lord. Now, as my learned friend said, that after the time of giving nomination, the scrutiny is being done. Now, if someone obtains a fake certificate by Aadhaar card, because what citizenship cards are given, my lord, he has to be a resident of Indian citizen. He has to already resident for 6 months on that place. He had crossed 18 years of age. Based on that, the ID card is issued. Now, at the time of nomination, my lord, if he files anything wrong, there are sections for punishment and all those things, my lord. Now, he is presuming that something is going to be wrong in the next election, my lord. This whole petition is based on presumption, my lord.
No, his presumption is not without basis. It's happening in
But,
the
my lord, scrutiny is being done on that time. Scrutiny is being done.
No. Will you scrutinize the correctness of the Aadhaar card?
That we cannot, my lord. That is authority will do, my lord. That election commission is not. Election commission comes in when the election starts, my lord. Other than that, issue of voter ID card, my lord. And with satisfying, there are some sections, my lord.
This will be trying to evolve a procedure which does not have a statutory
That's
Yes, my
election commission. That's why, Lordship, election commission of India will
Commission-
have to come up with this.
If there is material to show or there is suspicion with regard to the correctness of the Aadhaar card or whatever documents he has filed
Other passport he is saying, my lord.
to prove that he is an Indian citizen, then only an inquiry can be commenced. How you want a re-verification by the election commission in respect of
My
an
lord, at
Aadhaar
the
card
time
which
of
is-
filing,
That he
the
cannot, my lord. That he cannot.
that he cannot.
important
That he
because
cannot.
the
Doesn't have some
constitution
mechanism, my lord, to do so.
those who have applied within 26 January 1950, they can be considered to be the citizens as per the
This is something else,
Constitution.
what he's saying, my lord,
Article
right now. That cannot be decided, my lord.
Citizenship verification cannot be done by the election commission.
Well, that is done Ministry of Home Affairs, my lord.
Pardon?
Ministry of Home Affairs.
Home Affairs. So you are.
I'm only seeking that. I'm only seeking the election commission to consider my representation and come up with a robust
No, it will be a
guidelines to protect.
futile direction, sir.
Because otherwise, my lord, what will happen?
Lord, in the
Every
section,
time.
in the act itself, there are certain sections which says when the
If it is
how the
detected.
voter ID card is issued, what is the step to
If it
complain,
is
where to
detected
go for appeal, everything is there
that
now.
somebody
What
who
was
is
the
not an
structure
Indian
of the
citizen, he will continue in the election process
But how?
as a candidate and will be elected.
And electoral rolls are adopted.
At the time of the electoral
Draft
roll,
electoral
also
roll-
preparation of the electoral roll,
Draft
also
electoral roll is published in the
Yes,
website, my lord. Anybody can complain on that.
Yes.
See it and complain. When there's so much active today, they can also complain on that day that this is the Bangladeshi citizen. We can complain on to the
It is not the
electoral registration
question of
officer.
anybody's.
Everything is displayed in the website, my lord.
By this public interest litigation, the petitioner seeks for a direction upon the respondents, more particularly the Election Commission of India, to consider the representation made by the petitioner dated
Kunal, লাগাই তো কামাল করে দেয়।
2025 on the ground that the Election Commission of India is fully responsible for failing to conduct complete citizenship verification, as full proof of citizenship and thorough verification of citizenship are mandatory for elected candidates. Further, the issue of foreign nationals illegally obtaining Indian citizenship and participating in the electoral process is particularly relevant to the upcoming West Bengal Legislative Assembly election expected to be held between March and April 2026 to elect candidates for 294 seats in this one. So far as the role of the Election Commission of India is concerned, it assumes jurisdiction as and when election is notified. And if a candidate files a nomination under the provisions of the Act and the various rules and the regulations framed thereunder, a verification of the details will be done. The petitioner now seeks for a new process to be put in place which to tantamount to a legislative exercise, which a court cannot do in exercise of its powers under 226 of the Constitution of India. As rightly pointed out by the learned advocate appearing for the Election Commission of India, there are sufficient checks and balances in the process adopted by the Election Commission of India while scrutinizing the nomination. In the event a complaint is received in full form, the same will obviously be an inquiry into. But thus, considering the role of the Election Commission of India and the prayer sought for, we are of the view that such new procedure cannot be directed to be put in place by a writ court by directing the authorities to frame a regulation. However, it will be well open to any citizen to raise an objection with regard to the validity of a nomination of a candidate who offers himself for election either to the Parliament or to the Assembly constituencies. The above observation of the question was placed. Next.
Grateful, Your Lordship.
Bill number 14.
Lordship, what is the direction, Lordship, first?
Direction is you can always raise the objection. And when a nomination is
14, I
But the only thing is that if that kind of objection is raised, that is confronted with another argument that election petition is the only way to consider.
sorry, sir.
That is the problem.